saddle pals, always together in all kinds of weather, reeling, rocking, rolling down the trail.
Hi everybody, it's Bill, and I'm here to talk about what we mentioned last week, and that is a subject called parental blackmail. Now, I don't mean this to be really harsh on parents or anything like that, and I have to tell you right from the start that I've got some notes here that I made before I started here so I can try and get everything in to this video. So what do I mean by parental blackmail as far as coming out is concerned? Well, there's an old psychological, I don't know if you'd want to call it a trick, but it's certainly a method of dealing with children or even with animals, and that is this method of giving and withdrawing love. You do what I want you to do, you make me happy as a parent, and I'll love you. You don't do what I want you to do as a parent, and I won't love you, and I'll take that away from you. And this is really a very, very old idea and a very poor idea indeed. Because real love, real genuine love and concern for you is not something that can be taken away. If your parents are giving and taking something from you, then it isn't love, it's some other thing. You know your parents. You've known them longer than anyone, except maybe your brothers and sisters, but you know your family, you know your parents, and so you already know really when is the right time to tell them. You know who they are, what they are. You know if it's going to have a violent reaction. You know if it's going to have a quizzical reaction. You know if it's going to have a reaction of denial. You already have a pretty good idea because you know your parents. If you're hesitating, you're thinking about the worst case scenario, so you need to think about that. An important thing to remember when talking about coming out to your parents, and the important thing about that is you've been thinking about being gay now for quite a while. You've come out to yourself, hopefully. Hopefully you know who you are, you know where you stand with that. So it's important to understand that you have already gone through that. So you've come to rest with that idea. Your parents have never heard this before. They may have thought it, they may have some idea already. It's possible, a lot of parents do. But the really important thing to remember is that this is the first time you've ever told them. It's the first time you've ever sat down and talked to them. So remember, very, very, very important to give them time. Because it's important to remember that your parents need to be able to think about this for a certain degree of time before they can understand it as well as you do. But you remember who you are when you come out to your parents. You're not apologizing to your parents for being gay. You're giving them information about yourself that's very important. And that takes me around to another thing. I want to thank a young man named Zach who sent me a message, and he has a channel here on YouTube called Hot Guy 0502, and that should be right about here. That's Hot Guy 0502, and he's got a very nice channel. And he asked me a question about how do you start a conversation with your parents about coming out? And, you know, while you might say, oh, by the way, I'm gay, in just ordinary conversation, it really needs to be an important conversation. It's as important as telling your parents you're getting married. It's as important as telling them of what you've decided for your life's work. Maybe it's more important than either of those things because it touches who you are, who you really are. Sit down and tell them that you have something important to tell them. or maybe give them a few hours, tell them that in a few hours you want to sit down and talk to them. This gives them a chance to sit down and think about, well, what could it be? Is it something bad? How bad is it? You know, gives them a chance to weigh the possibilities of what it might be. And then when you tell them, more than likely, it's not going to seem bad to them at all. So anyway, that's my my bit on coming out to your parents. And the next time I want to talk about the possible reactions that your parents might have to this. So hope you'll tune in then. This is Bill, and I'll see you all then. Have a great day.
Feeling rock and rolling down the trail.